All right, friends, hello. Welcome back. My name is Karissa Dean, and I'm a certified life and business coach for female entrepreneurs and executives ready to change and transform their life. You know, we're talking about coming home to the self. We're talking about what to do when you feel out of sync, when you feel out of alignment. And the question I know you're dying to have the answer to is, how do I reconnect with myself? Your intuition, your body, your truth. How do you get to listen and let that inner voice lead you? Well, you're in the right place. I'm going to hopefully offer a few tips and tricks, but first I want to tell you a little quick story. It's not abnormal to feel disconnected from the self. It's not abnormal to feel like you're just too busy and you've lost the sense of the self, the identity of who I am. You're feeling disconnected, out of sync, unfulfilled. And it's a story, a narrative that many of my one-to-one clients come to me with. They've been doing it all for everyone else, and it's a story that deeply resonates with me because it's my story as well. I was a wife, I was a mom, I was an entrepreneur, I was hustling, I was trying to meet the demands of all these different people in my life, and I kept wondering, but who am I? And this question is one of the most challenging questions to answer, especially, for the woman who has been doing it all and who just is not feeling like they're going in the right direction. And it's a question that takes a lot of curiosity, energy, and time, and ultimately time alone. Because you see, we live in this busy world that's got us doing all these things, but these things are really just distractions. Social media is a distraction. Netflix is a distraction. And don't get me wrong, I love these things. They're amazing ways to entertain, to escape and enjoy simplistically, but they're not the thing that is going to connect you back to who you are, because from the moment you've arrived on this earth, you have been told who to be, how to show up, whether that was through, subliminal marketing, Disney movies, billboards, magazines, the conversations that were happening in your home with your friends, with your family, where you grew up, how you grew up. All of these things are outside of us. And they're conditioning us to be a certain way and create certain behaviors and patterns and known cycles. And what we have to do to reconnect with ourselves is strip all of that away. And the only way I know how to do that is to make time and space to be with yourself. This is why one-to-one coaching is so beautiful, or going on a retreat is so extraordinary, because you gain this space that's sacred. It's like holy space, holy ground, where you get to be in discovery of the self and ask the very key question, who am I? And from that, you cultivate the answer, I am. And so when you take time for quiet and you take out all of the things that we've been told to do, be, have, create, and you just turn within and you ask, who am I? The soul speaks. The heart feels more aligned and connected to truth, because you're getting out of your head into your heart and allowing your inner being, your soul, the God that is within you, to express. So that's the thing. You can't connect with yourself if you don't meet yourself. It's the hardest thing to do. And taking that time is really scary, especially when you're used to being a provider or a caregiver. If you take away all your titles, though, if you no longer had to care for others, it's so critical to know who's left. And so this is where you sit still and you listen deeply and you ask yourself, what parts of me have I been ignoring? And what parts of me are waiting to be heard? We must let silence speak. We must let our body, our intuition, and truth come to the surface. And the thing is here, there's no need to rush. There's nothing to fix, and there's no one to perform for. This is why one-to-one coaching and the retreats I host are so amazing, because together we can sit and get curious about how can you come back home to you. But you can do this on your own. You just have to make the sacred time and space to get curious enough. So if you really want to connect and you really want to understand, I really encourage you to find the space and start a meditation practice. Really connecting with who you are in silence, in meditation. The goal of meditation is to come back to the self, a return to the self. We're stripping away what noise exists and we're coming within. I don't think there's a wrong way to meditate either. I think you can do it in silence, which is beautiful because your heart really can open up and speak in those moments. But you can also meditate via guided meditations where people are supporting you, connecting to that best version of yourself. You see, the thing is to come back to the self, we have to learn to let go. We have to be hyper aware of our current reality and state of well-being, which includes the awareness around our mental, our emotional, and our physical body. And with all this new information, it can add to the overwhelm. But what I want to encourage for you is to not seek the perfection or seek the immediate result, because that's not the goal. You're on a journey. You're on a path. So take it slow. Start with 2 minutes. Grab a journal. Do a meditation of your choice. You don't have to sit like the Buddha, crisscross applesauce, hands in a mudra position, singing Om. Meditation gets to be what works for you. What allows you to turn in. Maybe it's soft music. Maybe it's gazing at a candle or a tree or the rain outside. Maybe it's the ocean. Maybe it is finding just a focal point, right? Maybe it's guided. Maybe it's complete silence and just you sitting with you and noticing what comes up. Don't be overwhelmed by your ability to turn within. Start simple, start slow. Give yourself a couple minutes every day. When you get still and you listen, you'll learn. And when we learn and we have new awareness, we get to create. So if you liked this video, if you want to learn more about how to turn within and come home to you, make sure to subscribe, like, and follow, and I'll see you with next week's tips.